Aloha and welcome. I'm KG Stiles. This is Moonscope's Love Your Life Astrology. And welcome to today's show. And this is going to be a totally spontaneous show. It takes so much time to write out all the degrees, everything that's going on. There's so much going on. There's going to continue to be a lot going on. And also, I feel like writing down all the degrees and all the planets, it can pull us out, and at least it makes me really go mental, and I start thinking about everything rather than having an experience. And I really want you to have an experience of the energies and how to integrate them into your life so you are stabilized. It helps you to enjoy your life more, feel more connected into that you are connected, and to just relax, chill out, and be with and align with the synchrony that's always happening. Too often it feels very in the background what's going on, and I want to really help you. I want to point the way to help you align with the natural forces that are operating and moving through your being and living your life, and for you to align with those so that you experience more synchronicity, more peace and joy in your life. I'm committed to that with my own self, and so that's what I'm bringing to you. And I hope that speaks to you. The people who will stay with me, and the people who need more, all the degrees and all that kind of stuff, there are lots of astrologers out there doing that. So I want to focus especially on the transpersonal planets. In the next 2 months, April and May, we have some very big auspicious things going on. Pluto right now, it's slowing down. It's about to go retrograde. Pluto really, it's the slowest moving planet of all the planets. And so it really has more of a controlling force, especially if it's touching something of yours personally or within orb. The orb is usually 10 degrees. The closer the orb, the more you're going to experience that conjunction, or that, if it's working with in trine or whatever aspect it is into a personal planet, you're going to feel it more in your personal life. So, but on a collective level, Pluto is really helping to regenerate. It's bringing things out into the open, things that have been hidden that need to come to the surface, come into the light. We're ready now. We're ready to become conscious of these things. They've been working below the surface for, a collective planet like Pluto that is so external, so it's the furthest out planet. It has a tremendous degree of force on the collective unconscious and what is going on at those really deep transpersonal levels that we usually aren't aware of. But now these things, Pluto brings things to awareness, to consciousness. Well, it's at 17 degrees. 17 degrees is, the 1 is focus, it's creativity, and 7 is spirituality. And you put those together and you get the number 8, which is the lemniscate, which is the sign of infinity. So 17, anytime you have something happening at 17 degrees, there's going to be staying power. It's going to have longevity in its effect. So the work that Pluto is doing now to unearth things, bring things to the light in your life, is going to have, what is coming to light now, it is going to have a major role to play in how your life goes over the next, it's generational. So, over the next 20, 30 years, this energy is going to play itself out. It's going to have an imprinting and a playing out in your life. So it's that important for you to get, bring this to awareness, do that inner work. A lot of times Pluto has you do a lot of excavation work. It really makes you get to the truth, to the bottom of things, bring it up, bring it to the light, whatever has been hidden. And when you become aware of it, it really helps to free you. That's the whole thing with Pluto. It really wants you to get to the truth, and truth shall set you free. And so that's the whole work of Pluto, is to regenerate and heal and bring things to the light, help you be aware of the truth so that you are free to move forward into the next stage of your life. So I think this is a very big, it is working in Capricorn, which is about structure, can be to do on a physical level, can be with your nervous system, your skeletal system, the structures of your life, how you govern your life. It can be your home, the structures you live in, where you live, the structure, just the general structure of your life is, things are getting regenerated and healed now, is brought to whatever maybe has been a problematic for years, that you just can't seem to get past it, but it has this, seems to have a power in your life, that is somehow something hidden that's been controlling, a pattern, a habit, maybe. Now that's going to come to light, and you'll be able to, another thing that's working with this right now, remember Neptune and Pluto are sextile to each other. Neptune is up in Pisces and Pluto's in Capricorn. They are sextile to each other, so they bring you lots of opportunity for this healing. And Neptune is about the ideals, the spiritual ideals in your life. It is at 11 degree in April, and through May it will be at that 11 degree. And 11 degree is very much, remember, we're in a 9 year, it's a very rigorous year because we are in this mastery year. We're having final tests to see if we've passed our test, if we're going to graduate, and learn the things we need to learn to go to these new levels. It's like you can't get it wrong or anything. It's just, when you're ready to graduate, you've matured, because that 9 is about maturity. And it really, a lot of it is having to look at these deep psychological, emotional, the Pisces rules the 9th, 12th house. So that's very much the psychological, emotional patterns, inherited conditions you came in with, ancestral things. All that is being healed now, and you have an opportunity to make new choices about, you can part ways with these old patterns that have ruled you, and maybe you inherited these conditions from your early childhood, and now you can make new choices, and so that a whole new doorway opens for you, a whole new gateway to your future can open now, because of the choices that you're able to make. Of course, I see things as everything working from grace. And when you live from a place of love and forgiveness, where you're in non-judgment, then you're always living, you're aware of the law of grace working. The law of grace is always working. But I think that when you're focused more on the personal, then you're in this karmic, playing out the judgment thing, where this is good, that's bad, that's, that sort of thing. And it has its place, but also in the spiritual transdimensional realm, it's all harmonized and worked out perfectly, so that what looks like it's on this level, the mundane level, it looks like it's a bad thing happening. It can be on the spiritual level, it's used to a higher purpose, so that actually good comes from that. It's transformed into good happening. So there totally is a totally different experience when you're living in the 3D mundane level experience, and when you transcend to the more transdimensional level, where you're living as a spiritual being, where you really transcend those laws, the karmic laws, as you're living by the law of grace. So, and I want to point to that more and more, and I have, and I will continue to point to that as something that's available to you. It's available to all of us. It's always available. It's just you know, I've mentioned before about how you can shift your focus from being focused on the old hag in the 3D picture, or focused on the beautiful woman. And it is a matter of focus, how you're focusing the mind. So I'll point more to that, you know, as I go along in uh, other shows. So those are the two big things that I see happening right now. We just did come out of the that uh, lunar eclipse, which was huge, that went on in March. We came into an Aries new moon on April the 7th. It happened at 4:24 a.m. The moon did go void, of course, right at 7:56 a.m. That same day, the 7th. Then it went into Taurus, and let's see. Anyway, these are fast moving, you know, so you know, the emotions are coming and going all the time. So I think I want the future shows, to be focused more on stabilizing energies that will stabilize you, help you to have a sense of well-being, like I said earlier. So I don't really want to get too much off in the moon right now. It does, you know, all of it plays a part, but I think I want the shows to just focus mostly on stabilizing you and helping you to get stabilized. We do have Mercury has gone into Taurus, so that's going to stabilize you. It does slow things down in the mental sphere. That's your lower conscious mind, the day-to-day mind. It's going to actually be in Taurus through much of May. It goes retrograde the end of May. And will go direct. Actually, it will be in Taurus all of May, and it actually doesn't get out of Taurus until like around the 11th of June. So we've got a long time. It's going to be a good long time when the mind can be more stabilized. We will be reviewing things. The mind will be reviewing things Taurus related, which is second house, which is ruled by Venus. So it's really good. It's going to put you more in touch with your love energies, get the heart-mind connection. We're actually going to have a nice conjunction between Mercury and Venus at some point in May. I don't have the exact date here. It's around mid-May. They will actually finally come together and join each other. There's a new seed point that happens there, which is really auspicious for something new going on in your mind now. Maybe you've had some mental patterns related to second house issues, or related to your own personal self-worth, your personal finances, your own self-valuing, your own self-esteem, your own what you own, your own personal things that you own in your life, your own your monies, your clothing, the things that bring you pleasure, that sort of thing. It can be someone. A lot of times it'll be loved ones that are in your personal life. That usually they're long-term kind of relationships, like a son or a mother or a father, or something like that. It's not something that's just like a romantic interest, but it's somebody that maybe really has an influence on your financial life, that has been there supporting you in some fashion. So, so that's what's happening with Mercury. And then Mars, I mean, this is a big thing. Mars is slowing down and going retrograde. It is in Sagittarius right now. So a lot of it will be reviewing these higher mind issues, which I think are really up right now. Jupiter is the old ruler of Neptune. And remember, I said Pluto and Neptune are really doing a dance right now, giving you opportunities to make new choices. And a part of that is how your mind is focused. You know, you create what you focus on. And so a lot of times we feel like we don't have a choice, but we always do have a choice. It's just that there's such a habit, such a momentum, there's so much gravity built up with a pattern that we feel like we don't have a choice. And also we can have entanglements with other people, where it's kind of like you get collusion, you know, where you're codependent with other people and they expect you to behave a certain way. So you continue to behave in that way and you never can get free. So, you know, getting free from an entanglement, whether it's an inherited one or a relationship you have with someone, it can be, you know, it can be a tricky thing. You know, people a lot of times they want you to stay how you are. They don't want you to change. So, you know, it's a chance for you. Probably what happens is when you have these new opportunities, you also have new people, especially now. There should be new situations, new people, new environmental conditions. All that is available to you, but it requires you to make the choice. It requires you to make the change. Nobody can do it for you. You're the one that has to make the change. It can show up for you. You have to be willing to see it, be willing to take the risk. Right now, this year, there is a lot of risk involved in this year. To get these changes, there's lots of opportunity for change. Definitely, you know, the more locked in you are with things, and it's not an age thing. Sometimes you can be pretty locked into things culturally, and just, you know, because the home you're born into, or, you know, your conditions, it can feel like things are locked in for you. But you know, and it takes courage. It takes courage. It takes that inner strength. And again, you know, the whole way you're looking at all of that about yourself, your self-valuing and all that's going to go through review with Mercury doing that retrograde in Taurus. So just be up for it. Just be up for it. Take some rest, take some chances. And some of you are going to be ready and willing and jumping both feet in and ready to take the risk, ready to take the chance. And then other people are different ways, and it's a slower process. And so just trust yourself, trust the process. Life has your back. You know, there can be a lot of things, you know, Pluto can really deal with a lot of hidden fears, a lot of hidden issues. You know, as I said, with Neptune, there can be a lot of psychology, a lot of emotional baggage that needs to get, you know, there are opportunities now for all that to come to the fore, for a lot of healing. Chiron is also there with Neptune now over in Pisces. So there is a lot of healing going on. Jupiter has been opposite that whole area. So a lot of healing potential has been there available for you this year. You have to engage with the process, though. It doesn't just, you know, the opportunities are there. I'm sure you've seen the opportunities being there. Now, whether you have the willingness to trust yourself, to trust life, and, you know, go with it, and give up, you know, because what I really want to point to in these sessions with you, and what I work with people on, is to get free of the psychological and emotional baggage, and to no longer be, because I focused on that for years. I thought eventually, you know, it would be okay, you know, by my focusing on that I would learn how to be able to navigate those realms. And yes, I did learn how to learn about myself, and it's wonderful. But the split mind is always going to be split. It's its nature to be split. That's how we have experience, is by having a split mind. If we don't have a split mind, we don't have experience. So you've got to have good, you got to have bad. And that's the realm of the mind. And what happens is the soul gets entangled in that, and there can be a sense of loss of self where you forget who you are. There can be a self-forgetting. So that your natural, you know, you have to recognize yourself again. You have to get to a place where you can realize your own natural self again. And it's always there. It's never left you. Certainly the angels have helped me tremendously. The fairies, the elementals, you know, that has been always there. It's very transcendent place for me. The ascended masters, Jesus the Christ, has really helped me, put me in touch and remember my own self, my own Christ being, and to get more established in that. But you know, it depends. Some people are very quick with the remembering, and some people it takes a while, and some people need a lot of support through that process, and external support as far as family, community, friends, that sort of thing. And some people are more pioneers, such as myself. I'm much more of a pioneer, always have been, a visionary. And so I don't mind going it alone. You know, I've always been strong in my faith. So you know, certainly understanding the ways of the mind has been helpful to me so that I can recognize some of its trickiness and stuff, and you know, you know, have a different work to develop a different relationship with these different aspects of myself. I mean, all this, the astrology and that branch of astrology has certainly helped, but I'm just finding now that the soul-based astrology that can help point you to getting free of the psychological and emotional conditioning so that you can just be aware of yourself and realize yourself, your natural self. This is what my teachers have helped me with for years and have pointed to, and so I guess, you know, that's my path, you know, is to help point this out to you, and you know, just be one of those people to help point the way for you, and to trust yourself, to find your way. There's always something, life is always guiding you, and as you go along, and kind of regroup and reboot and reshape your life, you know, everything will get more clear. You'll get out of this psychological, emotional, where you're so reliant upon that, thinking that's going to get you anywhere. It's not going to ever get you anywhere. I can promise you that. Check it out for yourself. I did it for years, and it never brought me any peace, joy, or happiness. But definitely connecting with the natural self, um, you know, realizing that it's just naturally there. We all have it. It's with all of us. That love is with all of us. So let's see if there's anything else. I started to mention Mars. Mars, let me finish that. Mars is going retrograde. So it's going to finish up, you know, it's doing a little bit of the Sagittarius. So it's the higher mind thing, helping you really connect more with the higher mind. Anything that's out of place with any of that, then it'll dip its toe back into Scorpio. So again, ruled by Pluto. So you'll be able to look at anything that's any last vestiges of anything that, you know, Saturn went through Scorpio, and then Mars went through Scorpio, and so all that whole area of your life, which is Pluto ruled and Mars ruled, the old planet, the old ruler Mars. You know, you just get to, you know, review all that and just finally clean that up. You know, both of those, the Pluto and Mars, are very much about the surgeon, the knife, getting in there and just cutting out the dead wood, just cutting out anything that doesn't serve you anymore. It's an opportunity, and to get a real reboot, because Mars will really help to energize that area of your life, wherever the Sag Scorpio is. It will help bring renewed energy to that area. So there's new life there. You know, you feel this reboot, this recharge. Let's see if there's anything else. Jupiter and Saturn right now are retrograde. Saturn was square to Jupiter, and it was in this interesting position at that eclipse. So they were very active, you know, that T-square, you know, with Chiron and the Pisces Virgo axis, which is mind body stuff, and then, you know, with the Saturn thing there in Sagittarius, higher mind. You know, there was just a whole you know, there could have been a lot of angst with these energies. The T-square, there's just a lot of tension that's there as it works its way and works through all that and helps to clean things out. And so anyway, we have Jupiter go direct. It's around the 9th of May. And, you know, it's at 13 degrees. It will pick up speed. Then I think we'll begin to feel, you know, we've got this new start, this Aries new moon that came in, and then we're going to have a Scorpio full moon. You know, it's got the Pluto Mars thing again. So there's a completion. That full moon is all about completion. And, you know, I think, you know, there's so much thoroughness in all of this, the way I see the energies playing out, that it's really given you an opportunity to clean it out. No matter how much resistance and how much the breaks and the fear and the control and all that may have been, um, uh, you know, it would have whittled away at that. And if there is anything left over, Mars will be getting at it when it does this retrograde. And if anything, you'll just, you know, I think Mars is going to start bringing you the people who've completed this, you know, the goodies start coming in and the rewards start coming in when you have done this work and you've gotten in there. And I mean, that's one of the signs, is that you just, you know, things come in for you. And, you know, everything shows up depending upon your beliefs. I mean, your beliefs are really strong. The mind is very powerful in this 3D world. So, and it's run by beliefs. And so, you know, whatever you believe, you know, it could be really hidden, could be from, you could have inherited it, but some part of you agreed to it. And when you agree to something, you know, it's a belief and you've agreed to it, you give it energy, and it may be operating unconsciously, but, you know, that stuff needs to come up. And I think that is coming up. You know, that's what I'm talking about with the Pluto. I think all that is coming up. And let's see, what else am I seeing? Yeah, I think, you know, I think once Jupiter goes direct, I think you'll really, things will start, you know, it depends on where you're playing on the, you know, where you're playing on the field. But if you've been doing the work, if you've been willing to do the work, you've been willing to toss the baggage and, you know, do that inner work, you should really start seeing some things showing up for you after Jupiter goes direct. I'd say June, and the you know, I haven't looked, you know, I keep reassessing what's happening in the year, but I see rewards coming in, you know, after June at this point. And then of course Jupiter goes in Libra, so that's we're talking a different thing going on, you know, at that point. So I haven't really looked at that right now. I've just been looking at what's been going on. It's been intense. I don't know how your life's going on, but my life has been intense. There's been a lot going on. I mean, it's great, it's good. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing, and I wanted to close just with a few comments. I just finished my new aromatherapy book. My publisher, it's at the publishers now. Publisher just announced, let me know that they're planning on it being full color at this point, and they're planning on about 1,000 photos. So it sounds like an amazing book, 1,000 photos. And I'm helping with that whole process. I mean, the whole editing and the photos, everything, you know, I help with that whole process. And right now, it was supposed to be out in December, but it looks like January, February is what the publisher is telling me in 2017. And I'm really excited about it. And, you know, I'm just kind of in the process with it. I am launching a new aromatherapy course, 2 new courses. I've got a kind of a pre-course coming out, and then a full-on course coming out when the book launches. If you're interested, I am putting together a launch list of people who really want to support the book and support aromatherapy and getting this information out there. This is a very holistic book. There's a lot of my story that I put in the book. There are a lot of recipes and formulas, and I did quite a few surveys to find out exactly what people wanted in the book. And anyway, it was such a labor of love. A lot of work, a lot of research in this book. So if you're interested, if you want to, right now I do have, if you join the, I'll put the links here for you. There is an aromatherapy, free aromatherapy course that will be coming down when I put my pre-course up. That course will no longer be available. And so, but right now you can get it for free if you sign up. And you can also just sign up for my regular Health Mastery newsletter. And both of them you would receive as soon as the launch list is available to join that. That there will be a big announcement. So if you join, you sign up, you can get there's always a free book or a free course or something with signing up with me. So anyway, that's all I have to say. So I hope you're having a great day. I'm sending you lots of love from my heart, and I'm wishing you well. And thank you for being here. So until next time, relax, enjoy your life, and stay connected.